All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you for participating in my presentation today. I'm so glad that you're here. I do want to let you know that I am recording. So if you will just accept that, and if you can turn your videos on just for the purpose of this presentation, I will have to share this with my instructor as well as my colleagues. So no pressure at all. But look, all pressure, just put the pressure on me. So thank you again for being here, and I promise not to hold you long. But I do want to share some research with you that I've conducted over the last, let's say a year or so, using the data from last year as well as this year. If you can just give me a thumbs up that you can see my screen. Wonderful. Thank you. And feel free to interject at any point throughout this presentation. I'll ask you at the end of the presentation if you have any questions, but definitely feel free to come off mute. As you know, we're just going to operate the same as we would do if we were in person. So this is formal, but definitely informal, meaning that you can definitely interject and communicate at any time. And if you see something that you can relate to, or that you see that we're actually doing here at I3 or not doing well, definitely feel free to give me that input. All right, so the contents of this action review or action research is to, I'll start with part one. So it has 5 parts to it. Part one is the problem statement. So why did I conduct this survey or this research? It had to be a problem, right? So, and then I also have a hypothesis as well as definition. So terms you may or may not be familiar with. And then my literature review to back this study, as well as an action plan. So you're probably wondering, okay, what's the purpose? Like, what are we going to do from that? And then my references. All right, so it took me all the way to the end, but that's okay. So we'll go back. All right, so the problem statement or the problem is that at I3 Academy, technology integration trends in the non-use stage of implementation. And so what that means is that we are integrating programs, or we're adopting programs here at I3 Academy that aren't being maximized or that are not being used properly. We're also a cutting edge school, and we have access to many resources and many, or not just technology resources, but, you know, platforms, curriculum, and so forth that we're not integrating or maximizing the use of. And so, as you know, technology integration is a necessity in the 21st century classroom for both teaching and learning, so much so that the Alabama State Department of Education assembled a task force team of elementary, middle school, high school, and college educators to develop a framework for computer science and digital literacy standards. Most of you, or many of you, may have seen these before, and you are probably integrating them in your classrooms. They also stated that with proper implementation of the standards that they have outlined in the Alabama course of study for digital literacy and computer science, that students will be college and career ready, as well as agents of change and problem solvers. And I thought that sounds like I3 Academy's mission, right? Hopefully we're empowering our students to be agents of change. All right, so the hypothesis is that the percentage of teacher efficacy and technology integration among K-5 teachers will increase at least 30%, y'all. We're currently operating or dwelling in the 20% usage of all of our programs here at I3 Academy. So the hypothesis or the theory is that we will increase by 30% to at least 50% and move from non-use to proficient by the end of the 2021-2022 school year if we offer professional learning by way of Tech Talks. So I'm sure you're familiar with those coaching sessions, as well as modeling and the support of our administration. So the aim of the study, like I said, is to increase teacher efficacy. And we're going to do that by increasing attitudinal, sociocultural, pedagogical, and second order barriers. Durf and Carter says that by providing ongoing professional learning, coaching sessions, modeling, and supportive administration, we will increase all of those things. at the end of the school year last year, we actually sent out a technology survey, and we surveyed teacher perceptions of how comfortable they felt with technology, as well as their access to some of those resources. Some of you are nodding your heads because you're like, okay, I remember that. And some of you, you may not be because you weren't here last year. But remember, that's where that information came from. So the literature supports this claim by stating that teachers are struggling to integrate technology effectively. The National Assessment of Education and Progress team actually states that data supports teacher perception of technology use. And some say that it's actually a barrier because reading and mathematics test scores have remained the same over 40 years. So some teachers actually see technology as being a hindrance versus being helpful, because as you know, it's hard to maintain attention spans, and some just don't see the growth. So many schools have adopted one-to-one initiatives like we have here at I3 Academy to increase engagement, as well as to provide a one-to-one computer ratio to increase engagement and interaction among students, which we call digital natives. Another study evaluates the presence of digital resources to increase teacher efficacy. This actually may sound pretty familiar to you. They actually said to educate teachers on the pluses and minuses of technology integration in the classroom, organizations such as Internet for Classrooms and forteachers.org have sprouted up. Here at I3 Academy, we actually partner with an EdTech initiative called EdForm to do this for our students. And it provides and links assistance and resources for teachers in the K through 12 arena, as well as offer links to proper use policies and procedures, as well as web-based tools for teachers, as well as students. And so I thought that it was great that we have that connection, because EdForm offers that support for our teachers. So despite the increasingly high effect that technology has on teaching and learning, teacher technology use still remains minimal. The last article or resource that I want to share with you is from Hadley and Shingo, that says that, or it shows that various barriers are related to limited access of resources, lack of planning time, as well as inadequate training, which leads to non-use within the classroom. And so I felt that here at I3 Academy, that's where we can relate. We've actually sent out numerous surveys, and we've noticed that many teachers feel that the reason that they remain in this non-use stage of implementation is because, one, they don't lack enough planning time, or lack administration support, or just lack access to the resources that they feel they need to be successful, or even inadequate training. If you don't have enough training to adopt a new platform, obviously you're going to remain in that non-use stage of implementation. So you're probably wondering, okay, yep, some of that's true. Or it is true. And you're probably wondering, like, what now? So I created this action plan and said that as a result of ongoing professional learning, coaching cycles, modeling, as well as support from our administration, teacher efficacy, it will increase. We will move from 20 to the 50% of all adopted platforms. And so ongoing professional learning sessions by way of tech talks, they're happening. Coaching cycles are happening. Modeling, you can be paired with any teacher or any veteran teacher so that you can adopt or learn to adopt platforms more effectively according to your discipline. And you are also given a semester or bi-semester view with an administrator to review how effective you are, as well as some of your goals that you have, so that you can actually be or feel more or you can just feel more supported as a teacher implementing technology in your classroom. So my anticipated findings: since technology is an essential component of teaching and learning in the 20th century, it's imperative that teachers feel confident to integrate technology into their daily instruction by offering ongoing support to teachers focusing on technology, by offering ongoing support focusing on technology, students will feel more comfortable utilizing technology to engage their students effectively. If this study proves to be accurate, which I'm certain that it does, teacher perceptions regarding technology and its impact on the classroom will shift from being a hindrance to it being a resource to create authentic experiences for our students here at I3 Academy. Ultimately, as teacher self-efficacy increases, teachers will prepare students to be agents of change and problem solvers in their world. And as critical thinking and digital competency skills increase, student achievement will increase. Thank you so much for being a part of this presentation. And do you all have any questions?
Great
You're
job.
awesome, Crystal.
Nobody said anything. Constructive criticism.
Awesome job.
Good job.
You're
Do you feel
awesome.
that it's like
Amazing.
applicable?
It was a good job. Absolutely. Yeah.
Good.
Definitely.
I think everything
Good.
was like definitely on point.
Mm-hmm.
Crystal,
Good.
I think it's totally doable.
Totally doable. See, and that's exactly what I said. I was like, it's not that it's impossible. It's definitely possible. You know, it's just that we all have to be like committed to the mission and we just have to do it. You know, and I
Yeah.
know it's hard and it's hard to find the time, as y'all know, teacher time anyways, is already, I feel like this, but
Mhm.
I think as we grow and we navigate through the years, I know the first year is always hard. You have to think about it, y'all. Nobody is doing what we're doing. Nobody launched a school in the middle of a pandemic, stayed open during the entire time. So we have a big job ahead of us, but we definitely can do it.
Definitely.
All right,
awesome.
y'all. Well, thank you
I'm
so
sorry.
much.
I was gonna
Thank you,
say,
Crystal.
You.
suggestion,
All
Crystal?
right.
Another suggestion, Crystal,
Yes, ma'am.
is possibly tap into some of those teachers who are like really like technically savvy, like
Teacher
Sylvia.
fellows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Sylvia.
and not just teacher fellows. I was going to say, we have some people that aren't yet teacher fellows, but could be, you know, could definitely be an ed tech lead. And so you have a suggestion. Who are you pointing at?
Sylvia Mooney.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, definitely. Like, I'm
They
like,
could
we
do
have some,
turnarounds.
yes, we have some good bets on this call. I'm like, and really all of you, like, I'm like, you're on this call for a reason, right? Look,
Yeah.
but yeah, seriously. And like this was actually something I was telling Daniel, who was actually recording us earlier. He was talking about, you know, your role as a coaching lead or a tech lead. He said it has to be he was like, it has to be pretty challenging, right? And I was like, no, not really. I was like, because I pull on other people that are in, you know, that are in my school. I was like, they could have this job as well. And so when you're around great people, it's not hard to make greatness happen. So
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, if kindergarten didn't have a vet, I would be lost.
yes, and she is good. She is. You know, it's
She is-
sometimes it's just natural. She's a
Mhm.
natural.
She is setting us up a YouTube channel, and
Oh,
we're
wow.
going to start putting us playing games so that parents know how to play the math games on our own YouTube channel.
Oh, that's
awesome.
good. That is awesome. Hopefully, too, we also talked about launching a Pathways program. I'm giving y'all a little insight into our world, especially EdForm. So EdForm has another component. Teacher Fellows, it's not the only component. They have a Pathways program where they train or they equip our parents, you know, as well as students, but this is particularly for parents, but they equip them with the tools and the resources they need to be a better parent and support their students, as well as, you know, just develop skills so they can open up businesses and so forth. And I think that's really cool. And we have that unique opportunity here at I3.
For sure.
Yep. But all right, I don't want to hold you long as promised. So thank you again so much. And y'all have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.